everyone, welcome back. In the last two parts, we have known that the United Kingdom is a small country with big history. The British have their own way in all aspects of their daily lives. In this session, we are going to talk about the afternoon tea in Britain, including its brief history, traditions, and facts. Also, we are going to learn about the connection between cha in China and tea in Britain briefly. Firstly, let's look at a video clip. Since the 18th century, the United Kingdom has been one of the world's largest tea consumers, with an average annual per capita supply of 1.9 kilograms. Originally an upper-class drinking in Europe, tea gradually spread through all classes, eventually becoming a common drink. It is still considered an important part of the British identity and is a prominent feature of British culture and society. As an English folk song goes, when the clock strikes 4, everything stops for tea. So, why do British love tea so much? What are the different types of tea in the UK? Let's find the answer in this session. Firstly, why do British love tea so much? Well, thanks to the royal family, tea was first brought to Britain in the early 17th century by the East India Company from China, and was presented to King Charles II at the time. Tea was an expensive product and was only for the rich and the royals. Tea was like gold and diamonds. Tea leaves were kept locked in a tea caddy. Princess Catherine of Braganza, King Charles II's Portuguese wife, said they trained in drinking tea, which then caught on among the aristocrats of the time. It was sometime around 1840. Anna Russell, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, started to invite a few of her friends to her private rooms for tea in the afternoon. That was the beginning of English afternoon tea. The British consume 16 billion cups per year. According to the Tea and Infusions Organization, that's more than 900 cups a year for every man, woman, and child in Great Britain. So, tea is a staple of the British diet. Whether people have it in the morning for breakfast, in the afternoon for high tea, or just to calm down in the evening after a long day, tea is a major beverage throughout the day. The image of tea drinking British is not just a myth. It is a reflection of reality. Today, tea accounts for about 43% of all the drinkings consumed in Britain. The real question is, however, what kind of tea will people choose? So, how wide is the option if they want to choose one? There are currently almost 1,500 different teas in Britain. They all vary in style, tastes, and color. Basic varieties of tea in English are English breakfast, a great black tea drank with milk and lemon. Irish breakfast, a strong black tea also served with milk and sugar. Earl Grey, a strong tea flavored with bergamot orange. Darjeeling tea, an Indian variety of tea with a light and unique taste. It is drunk without milk and lemon. Thai Fu, Brook Bond Extra, and other standard British teas are also Indian varieties, which can be drunk quite strong. Oolong, a Chinese black tea with a wonderful aroma. Black tea is by far the most purchased and consumed type of tea in the UK. It's the one that fills the supermarket shelves and is commonly offered beverage in any homes. It is mostly taken with milk and mostly in tea bag form. In British English, we always heard a classical word, cuppa. So do you know what does it mean? Cuppa is a cup of tea. To make tea, simply put 2 tea bags or 2 teaspoons of your choice of tea into a warm pot. Add boiling water and leave to brew for 3 or 4 minutes. Serve with a dash of milk and or sugar. Sometimes Australians and New Zealanders may also refer to cuppa, reflecting their close association with Great Britain. Also, we can find some English idioms based on tea. My cup of tea, let my cup of tea. This is one of the most common idioms in everyday English speech. It refers to a person's preferences. A storm in a teacup, or a tempest in a teapot. This idiom is used when people talk about a small event or a small problem is as if it were a big tragedy. A tea party or no tea party. The idiom tea party literally means a gathering where people drink tea. However, when it is used as an idiom, it means that something was extremely easy. It's as useful as a chocolate teapot. Imagine a teapot made out of chocolate. It would be entirely useless for serving hot tea, right? Thus, in English, the idiom "it's as useful as a chocolate teapot" refers to something totally useless. Lastly, as we know, the UK doesn't produce tea. It originally depends on imports. The story of tea begins in China. According to legend, Shen Nong was sitting beneath a tree while his servant boiled drinking water. When some leaves from the tree blew into the water, Shen Nong decided to try the influence that his servant had accidentally created. Now we can clearly see the impact of Chinese tea on the world. And on this map, we can see that tea culture has also spread to the other countries like Japan, Korea, Mongolia, Russia, and the USA as well. With the spread of tea, Chinese culture was also brought there and had great impact on these countries, which will illuminate that civilizations are colorful because of communication and rich because of mutual learning. Well, everyone, let's enjoy a cup of tea and see the cultural exchange between China and Britain through it. See you next time.